Hey guys, Proteus here, bringing you a tutorial on how to do elevators in Call of Duty 4. In this video I'll be showing you both methods of elevating, traditional and sprint. In the four main kinds of elevators, prone, crouch, jump, and step. Okay, so the first thing is going to be crouch elevators. These are like the easiest to learn. So first of all, you want to get right up against this wall here. You just want to just run right at it, right here. And then you want to lodge yourself in between these two. So you can basically just look this way and hit W until you're stuck in the middle. And for this first one, we're just going to do the traditional way, because not all, excuse me, not all elevators can be done using the sprint method. So after you've underneath here like this, you're going to crouch, and when you hit the sprint elevator, you're going to be aiming this way anyways, but this is the first step in doing both methods. You're going to hit your right elevator bind until you can't stand up. So when you're at 250 FPS, it's usually 3, sometimes 4, it depends. Right there was 4. So right now I can't stand up, so if I hit left, I'll be able to stand up again. So usually I'll double check. So after I hit up against the wall, I'll go down, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm good. And then I'll go back and double check. So I hit left, stand up, and make sure I'm right at the edge. From there, you're going to aim up at the wall. So usually pick a good angle, maybe about 45 is a little too much, maybe about 30 degrees. Hit the right bind until you can stand up. And then what you're going to do is crouch and go back again until you're under the wall. So I'm under the wall right now, I can't stand up. So I'm going to lower the angle. So this looks pretty good for me. I'm going to hit the right bind. And that was lucky, I hit it really quick. So basically what you do is you keep lowering the angle until you just hit the L and you go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one took 5 that time. Keep tapping the right bind until you can stand up. Crouch and hit the left one again. You're stuck underneath, lower the angle. Hit the right bind until you can stand up. And sometimes like this, oh, hit it again. Sometimes if you pick too low of an angle, it'll take a lot more time to hit the elevator. That's why you start with a larger angle and go down. So next I'm going to do this crouch elevator with the sprint method. And a lot of people like using their sniper for this, just so you can use the scope to line up. You don't really need it, you can use your crosshairs, but some people just prefer that way. So after you get stuck underneath here the first time, I'm not sure the exact one, if it's the left side or right side of that little light right there. Usually I just pick the general area. But line up, hold shift or your sprint key and W, and you'll just hit the L like that. And that's usually a lot faster, but not all elevators can be done like this, as I said before. Alright, so this next one is going to be the prone sprint elevator. You can do this one the traditional way, up on the back part of the fountain, but it's a lot easier to do the sprint method. So basically you're going to be elevating on this little lip right here of the fountain. So just hold W and run up, or A, just depends which way you're facing. So you're up against the lip of the fountain. Then prone, and then tap your left bind until you can't stand up anymore. So with 250 FPS, it's typically only 2 times you need to hit the bind. Yeah, alright. And then the only time I ever do this one is when I have a scope. So I line up the left tick on my scope with the brick right there. And there you have it. So sometimes you may need to adjust, like that one that I just had there. I moved a little bit to the right a little more, because I didn't think I would be able to make it. Oops. Not all the time will you hit these. I don't really hit them that often, to be honest. The prone ones anyways, the crouch ones are usually pretty easy. But once you learn the spot that you need to aim, it's just so simple. Yeah, there you go. And if you're really good, you can strafe over this tree here. I don't know if I'll be able to hit it, but... Oh, went over. Of all things, usually I don't go far enough. But from the top of that tree, you'll be kind of inside it. You can get on top of that area there. Because if you try and jump from the top of this fountain, you'll die when you try and hit there. Okay, so for this next one, we have the step elevator. This is on strike. First, what you want to do is run up to the edge here, and then hold S or whatever your backwards key is, and back up onto this first step here. Then tap your left elevator bind until you get up on the second step. I'm at 250 FPS right now, and it usually takes four times to press the left bind to get up on the step. Right there. And now you're gonna have a angle somewhere around here. You don't want to have too small of an angle, and you don't want to have too big of an angle like this. So somewhere around here is pretty good. And then tap the left bind until you fall off of the second step onto the first step. So right there I fell off. Now make sure you don't move your mouse, because if you move your mouse you're going to have to restart the whole thing. What you want to do is hit your jump key, which mine is spacebar, it's the default, and then hit the right bind in the middle of the air. So you kind of move over in the air. And I forgot to mention, you keep doing that until you get on the second step here, which I've done. So then hit the jump bind, which I'll have in the description, and you should elevate. And I missed it. We're gonna try this again, but I'm not gonna explain it this time because I seem to do better when I don't explain it. Alright, see? When I don't explain it, I hit it every time. So weird. But that's the step elevator, and once you get up here, when you get to the very top, you won't be able to see any players, and but they can still see you, so that's a benefit for them. When you're up here, you can still kill them with your gun, but they can't kill you with their gun. If you throw a grenade, it'll get stuck right next to you and you'll die. But for instance, if you knew that somebody was sitting, I don't know, in this corner or something, you could shoot them and still hit them, but you wouldn't be able to know that for sure. Unless, I don't know, your teammate was there or something. Okay, so the next and last one is going to be the jump elevator, and this one can be possibly the most challenging. The prone elevator might be a little bit more difficult. This one just takes a little more time. So we're going to be elevating under this lip here. This elevator isn't that widely known. I've never seen anybody really use it before, but it's kind of hard to actually use properly because you're so wide open here. It's just easier for people to kill you. But just jump up here on these sandbags, and then what you want to do is jump and run up against that wall right there, so that you're pretty much close underneath there. And now you can leave it on 250 FPS. This is jump elevators are the best when you have like 333 FPS, just because you jump a little bit higher. So hit your right bind a couple times. I usually go 4 and then I try and jump, so I'm underneath it, so I'm going to go back 2 to the left and jump again, so I'm clear of it, but I need to get right underneath it, so I'm going to hit the right bind once and hit it, and I'm still clear of it, so I'm going to hit the right bind one more time. There, I'm stuck underneath it. And this is the traditional method, and it's similar to, you know, the other methods, just this time you're jumping. So I'm going to switch to 333 FPS, makes it a little easier. And then I'm going to have a decent angle right here, and actually I'm going to go a little bit bigger. When you're on a higher FPS, your elevator binds make you move less amounts. So I'm going to hit the right elevator bind a couple times until I'm clear of it. There, I'm clear. I'm going to go back to double check. Right, I'm right underneath it. Right underneath it right there. So now I'm going to lower the angle. And actually, what you need to do is you have to use the jump bind to get up here. So I'm going to test it, and I'm going to tap the jump bind. And I'm not there yet, so I still need to get closer underneath the lip. So I'm going to hit right until on the right bind until I can get up. Right there. Try the bind. Still not working. Lower the angle a little more. These ones get tricky because sometimes you almost even have to go inverted, which is kind of weird, but sometimes that's how it is. And we got lucky there, so we hit it. And you get on this edge here, and oops, almost fell off. And pretty much you have a view of a large amount of the map. If you were to hit the step elevator, huh. And then walk across and get on top of the invisible area on top of this building here. If you're to drop down right here, you'll die. So this is really the only way to get up there. I've never been able to strafe from there to here and live. So as far as I know, this is the only way to get up to the spot in game without the use of, you know, your teammates helping you or RPGs or anything.